Hello, my name is Davika. I am a climate tech recruiter with Climate People, and we've recently had the pleasure of working very closely with Cody, who's here joining us today, right before his start tomorrow with Optera as a senior software engineer. So, Cody, welcome. It's great to have you.
Thanks.
Yeah. So we wanted to kind of hear more about how your experience was getting a job in climate, what kind of barriers you experienced, and overall how this process was kind of entering into this new market space that is practically booming right now.
Yeah. So I think a huge hurdle that people run into, just want to focus for a sec. A huge hurdle that people run into is just not knowing that there really is anything out there to begin with. A lot of people go with the individualistic idea of fighting climate change, and they don't realize that there are other people also like actively working in their jobs to do those things. And so just knowing that there's more out there is a huge obstacle. And then, um, yeah, and also having someone to help you understand like what those opportunities are is like super, super helpful, because it could be that they just need like, you don't know how you can fit in, even if there is a role for you
Yeah.
with your technical skills.
Yeah. Have you worked with recruiters in the past?
Not really, actually. Most of the time I search on my own, or I do job referral on my own, like
Yeah.
from a friend.
Yeah, so can you kind of talk to us and share a little bit more about what were some of these key resources that you found helpful to navigate your search and this experience of jumping into climate?
Yeah. I think, yeah, it kind of also, your question made me think of this as well, is a huge thing is a lot of people, they move on to a new job because they know someone at the other location or something like that. And so um, having someone that is already familiar with the companies that you're looking into helps a ton, because then you don't have to do as much research into each company, and also like you don't have to vet each one. It's like, okay, are they just here for in it for the money, right? They only are caring about climate change because they want to get rich and they're investing, or do they actually care about the product and want to make things better? So yeah, it's kind of, I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it's similar to having like a referral essentially of someone you know that already works at that place.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. So I know how you touched on, you said the money thing, which is funny because it is kind of like there is a lot of money in climate, and that's something that a lot of people don't know either. They assume that if they switch to a career in climate, they have to sacrifice their salary, and
Yeah.
that's not always the case. But then, yeah, it goes both ways. A lot of people want to join because they want to make that impact. What was the driving force behind you transitioning your career?
Uh, Mostly the climate impact. Obviously, um, changing jobs to work on climate is the main reason I was searching out a job. But I mean, like you said, there still is money. I'll be making more at the new job than I was making in my old job. So
Awesome. Best of both worlds.
yeah, get to do
Yeah.
something that I feel like is right, as well as make more money doing it. So
Yeah,
Make an impact and make
absolutely.
the money. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean, something that a lot of candidates or just people on the market don't always see is that, with these jobs in climate, you do have the potential to make more financially in these roles, but also have something that's meaningful. I think that there's been such a large transition within the workforce to want to do things that are meaningful and impactful that actually do good socially and for the environment. So seeing that transition and also having, these market force leaders who are so well equipped to make these changes, they're at like literally the pinnacle of innovation in the space. So, working with recruiters, especially at climate tech startup like ourselves, who are trying to connect, candidates that are super interested in this mission, we help take that burden of research off your hands to really just connect you across the board with all of these different companies. So, yeah, super grateful that we came across you, and also, if you want to share a little bit more how you found climate people, that would be great.
I don't remember, if I'm being honest. I think I was searching around for climate jobs, and I it's a lot easier if a lot of that is aggregated for you. And Climate People was one of the places that I saw made that a lot simpler. And I guess that's what made me stay and apply to positions. So
Absolutely.
Makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
So can you kind of talk to us more about the job that you took? What kind of drew you to Optera?
yeah, so there are lots of different ways to fight climate change. If I'm being honest, I probably would have been happy with most of them. But Optera is awesome because they're trying to solve a very complicated issue, like working with companies to reduce their carbon footprint. And so that's like, it's something that isn't as straightforward of a solution, but should make a large impact when it comes to the percentage of emissions, and also like the percentage of impact that on climate change. So a single company changing versus like another project or another company where they're focusing more on individual behavior. Or let's say some of the companies I looked at as well were like solar companies and stuff like that, where those are still great and they are working on the systemic issues, but having a company that's working with other companies to solve the systemic issue, it makes it complex and also very interesting, and hopefully a big difference.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's like their effect is affecting other companies as well. What exactly is the job that you'll be taking?
So I'll be a full stack developer. I'm not sure the exact position.
Yeah, fair enough.
I have a fairly good understanding of what I'd be doing, but they are building a lot of new teams currently, and so it'll be they're working on transitioning to new products and stuff. So
Absolutely, yeah. I think something really cool about Optera is that the culture is super collaborative there. So across the board, you could be working with a couple engineers working on the legacy product, but then you can also talk to the designers and be able to see the full production life cycle and really get not only stretch out your skill set, but get to be involved in all of the action that's happening within the company as well, to see that impact and how it directly translate from, your work to companies and then expanding outwards. Yeah. So
could you touch a little bit on your experience working with Climate People?
I mean, yeah, it has been fairly straightforward. Had an initial call just to kind of get to know you, and like I get to know you call between us, right? Where I get to know Climate People, and you all got to know what skills I have, and also what I was interested in going towards, and what kind of positions I was looking for. And because I had been on the website already, I had applied to a number of different positions. And so it was just working through those initial ones, as well as finding other companies that were interested in working with me, and applying to those and helping me find those. So it's more of the initial effort was just finding you guys. And then after that, you did a lot of the work of finding things that fit me better. So
yeah, you did the legwork initially to find us and then took it from there. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Cool. So yeah, why, like I said earlier, our main goal is to get as many people working on climate solutions as possible. However, we're still super excited about our partnership with 1% for the Planet. So we donate 1% of every placement fee to an environmental nonprofit. We sent over a few environmental nonprofits to you. I can give you a quick refresher.
I forget to respond? I'm so sorry.
No. We're going to ask you now. It's on.
Okay.
It's live, but I can give you a quick refresher if you remember them, or if you.
Let me see if I can find it again. Just give me a refresher. I don't.
No, you're completely fine. I always joke that I forget them and I say it like every day. We have Soulfire Farm, which is a localized farm that is working to end food deserts and just kind of bring food equity across the United States. And then we also have Hunnell Foundation, which is a solar energy nonprofit. It's created by the professional rock climber Alex Honnold, and it's basically just trying to, make solar energy more accessible and available to everyone. So those are the two options. Very different fields, but both very impactful.
Yeah, let's do the first one.
Soulfire Farm.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. So we will donate to them in your name. So thank you so much for not only doing that, but switching your career to focus on climate. It's very, very important. And the more people we have, obviously, the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Okay, wonderful.